Test.
Hello.
Oh, okay.
Hello.
Please.
Wow. Hey,
Testing,
guys.
How you doing?
We have an extra seat. Who are we missing?
Oh, and also Lee Steiman, correct? No?
Oh.
Ellie!
What is up, everyone? Oh my God, so many sexy Jews in this audience. I feel like I'm in a mikvah. Anyway, it's great to be here, guys. I'm with some of my favorite comedians. As a comedian who's been in the fight, these are three of the funniest people I get to see on my screen, and I think I've worked with almost all. We haven't worked together yet, but we will.
Not yet.
We definitely will. The Zionist, we have our underground meetings, as everyone knows. But yeah, I'm so excited to be here today and to talk a little bit about like finding humor in the horror. And I think Jewish humor, it's so integral to being Jewish. And I always knew that. Like, I don't know about you guys. For me, I started doing stand-up when I was like 13, and I was literally just up there making Holocaust jokes. And like, it's screwed up, but like looking back, it's like, right, that is kind of how we connect with this painful past that we have, right? Is to like find the humor in it. And I think so much of that comes from, if you can laugh, it means that like they haven't won, right? Like if we're still laughing, if we're still finding humor in our Judaism and in our culture and in the reality that we find ourselves in, then it means that we're still holding on to a really important light, and we can use that light to educate and spread information. So yeah, super excited to talk to you guys. Are we showing videos tomorrow? Yo, hey, are we showing videos? Does that work? Okay, cool. All right, we're showing videos. All right, so first we're going to start with Ellie's, I believe. So, yeah, let's show yours, and then we'll dissect some comedy.
Did you know that there's a humanitarian crisis happening right here in our country? Did you know that there are literally thousands of peaceful, violent activists who are hungry and unemployable all because they stood up to freedom? There are students that can't afford dry cleaning for their keffiyehs, that can't afford to cover their basic needs like water bottles and hydrogen bombs. It shouldn't be a career-ending crime to pitch a tent. It shouldn't be a career-ending crime to resist arrest or beat up Jews. It shouldn't be a career-ending crime to call for an end to a genocide by calling for a different genocide. It should not be a career-ending crime to commandeer a university library and take Zionists hostage. But now the world has decided that our crimes are career-ending. How will our income be covered? How is our income going to be covered? Who will cover our income? Hi, I'm Lau Culpepper, founder of Covered Income, a new fund aimed at giving a financial lifeline to the morally bankrupt. We provide aid to comrades whose activism has made them toxic to employers. We have helped thousands of social justice warriors get back on their feet and back on the streets. Don't just take my word for it.
I got expelled from school for ripping down posters of alleged kidnapped Zionists. But thanks to Covered Income, I don't need a degree or a job because my income is covered.
I got Covered Income.
I got Covered Income.
I got Covered Income.
I got Covered Income.
Your neighbor probably got Covered Income. Your mom definitely got Covered Income. And you can get Covered Income too. Visit coveredincome.com to join our family because you can make a difference.
Dude. Oh, God. Unbelievable. All right, I want to dissect that. So I actually helped produce that one. When you pitched that to me on the phone, like you literally didn't even finish the sentence. I just heard Covered Income, and I was like, I'm sold. I'll give you all the money you need to make that.
It's a real website, by the way. You can go to coveredincome.com and you can donate to some of these unhoused encampment dwellers, and you can also buy Lyle merch there. So go buy some stuff.
I hope all you guys get Covered Income by the end of this. No, let's like dissect it a little bit. So like, I think this is like kind of a perfect example of what you're doing with this character. One, I guess like tell me a little bit about your background and what you were doing before October 7th. What made you want to jump in with comedy? And then two, like why did you decide to create a character rather than being yourself? Because I think that's maybe what separates you from the three of us as well.
Well, first of all, I wanted to do like a take the wig off sort of reveal thing because I've been in character for most of the time here, so I'm gonna strip it off.
Oh my God!
Wow.
Wait, are you a Jewish guy?
Throw it to the crowd.
The shadel is off.
Where's my? Oh, I don't have my keep on.
Wait. So you're not like a pro-Hamas Gen Z or an aging Jewish man?
Yeah. Just a regular Jewish guy.
Wow.
The wig.
Wow.
Hair.
Your baby's crying, by the way.
Theo.
He started crying the second you took off the wig.
It's like,
I don't
where'd
know, do we
mommy
wanna get
go?
into that?
He doesn't recognize me without the wig on.
No, but dude, yeah, tell me a little bit about like your origin story.
So, I come from a filmmaking background. I've produced and directed. I just produced and directed a movie that came out in November called Love Virtually, which is like a sci-fi romantic comedy. So you watch it free on Amazon and Tubi right now. So go check it out, Love Virtually. And I've also directed hundreds of commercials and brand videos. And so I come from a filmmaking background. We were actually in October 7th, my wife and my son and I, and were terrified and horrified about what was happening. And when we got back stateside, the first thing that triggered the creation of this character was the Osama bin Laden charter videos that were going around. So all the idiot Gen Zers who were like, it turns out that Osama bin Laden was actually right and justified in what he was doing.
And hot. Like a lot of them ended with he was also attractive, which
Yeah,
he wasn't like
he wasn't bad.
dude, but still,
he's-
you know, for
Under the beard, yeah.
he's hotter than what's Ishmael, whatever.
Well, no, I don't know. We can fight it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a whole nother panel. That's
So I saw this one video on TikTok where someone like defending Osama bin Laden and 9/11 was justified, and I was like, I could do that. I could be that person. And I made one video that that went a little bit viral, and I was like, I could keep doing this, I think. Yeah. And I've been supplied with a never-ending arsenal of material to write about, and every day there's some other crazy thing that I can either Photoshop myself into, or and it's been a delight to make fun of the idiots on the other side.
It's so fun too, because like I think what I'm the most impressed with you, like I try to be as current as possible, but like I can only react so quickly with what we do. You were like, if like the second that woman Brianna Joy got fired, like you were like, dude, you had your picture, your Photoshop with her, like in 2 seconds.
I'm locked and loaded. Whenever there's the new thing, like within an hour I should be able to get like something out about it, you know.
Had you performed before?
Not really.
Really?
Yeah, that was the time we were on that show together. I think that was the first time I'd ever done like stand up in front of people. Yeah.
That's incredible, man. You're a talented dude.
Thank you. So yeah, I mean it's been a wild journey. It's a wild journey that I have like a beloved character that people recognize that's also a horrible anti-Semite.
Yeah.
That's
No, I see it as like more like kind of like a modern Borat.
yeah. He's like a lovable idiot who, you know,
hates Jews.
Yeah, hates Jews. Doesn't really understand politics or history.
The pedos for Palestine, I think that's the one that got me the most out of all the stuff
that was a fun
done,
video.
Which we all support, obviously. Okay, cool. All right, so that's great. Why don't we do, how do you pronounce your name?
Echiel Jacobs.
Echiel Jacobs. All right.
Echiel Jacobs.
It's pretty Jewy. All right, well, dude, you have to be in this fight. You're also one of my favorite creators, and why don't we play a video for you, and let's dissect it a little bit.
Ceasefire now.
Ceasefire now. Here's an idea, okay? I'm just gonna throw out an idea. It's what I do. I throw out ideas and see if somebody catches them, okay? Here we go. How about we do this? How about you give us our kids back now and we do ceasefire later, okay? Why is that so complicated? Okay, how about this? Here's some logic for you idiots. If you don't attack Israel, Israel won't have a reason to attack you back. Genius! Why don't you just use your brain for 2.5 seconds, you idiot, okay? Why would you attack Israel, murder a bunch of their people, and then kidnap a bunch, and the second mommy and daddy come back to get their kids like any normal parent would? Suddenly you're like, let's all relax, let's have a ceasefire and just breathe and match our yin and yang, and how about you shut up? Anybody want to give Israel back their kids? Anybody? You in the back. Nobody wants to give Israel back their kids? Okay, no ceasefire.
Thank you. I have no idea who that guy was. I have no idea.
Well, no, I guess you're playing a character. Would you consider that a character?
Yeah. It's like I flip a switch and then suddenly I get very impatient.
Yeah.
So, hey,
when I first met you, I was actually shocked that you sounded just like a normal, quiet dude.
Yeah, people are surprised that I have a regular voice. Like, you don't naturally sound like a 45-year-old Italian guy who's angry.
I
like,
really thought that was you for a minute. Okay, so yeah, what's the origin story of like your character?
So October 7th happens. I was doing nothing on social media. And
comedian before that?
No, never.
Really?
I just I like to I perform like Friday night in front of my family.
What's
like
your job? Like, what were you doing
So
professionally?
I'm a real estate investor. It's what I do still currently.
And you're still, oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I'm Jewish, if you haven't realized.
Wow, you should try selling houses with the character. Yeah.
Buy the house now. If not, get a job, is what I'll do. But October 7th happened, and there's like a lot of videos going around, very anti-Israel, anti-Semitic videos before Israel even responds. And it bothered me to the core. And I feel like there wasn't a proper response to these videos. I'm like, someone has to respond. And I'm like, I'll respond, and I'll use this character that I've been like impersonating, not professionally or anything. And I did it. I did my first video, and that got like 300,000 views in a week.
Wow.
And then I'm
now
like,
you have like over 100,000 followers.
thank God, yeah, it really grew, and I'm just popping that out as much as I can.
Wow. Yeah, and you're really good too. What's amazing too is you can react to content. I mean, that's what you're doing. So you're also super able to jump in on a trend immediately.
Yeah, thank God. And there's an endless supply of like stupidity, endless. My TikTok thinks I'm actually pro-Palestinian because I want to get that content. So I will engage and I will like content that is against. So that way it feeds me the good videos so I can destroy them on Instagram.
Wow. So when all of us have like literally blocked people who did the Rafa post, you're the only one who's like following all of them. Hilarious. That's so interesting. So are you do you plan to do things outside of this character? Or is this
yeah. So idea is to morph more into. I have bits that I've done completely not in the character, just other voices, my own voice. I'm getting involved in like stand-up comedy now.
Amazing.
Which has been awesome. I just did my first headliner show in the New York Comedy Club, which was awesome. Yeah, it was awesome. And it's been an amazing experience as far as being able to actually have a voice and make a difference in what's going on, which is crazy.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Very cool. All right. Well, next we have. I don't think we have a video for Mikey because he swapped in.
Yeah, I'm not Ami Kozak. If anyone was really. So like Ami dropped a lot of weight and looks
he's even
way
better.
Yeah.
Well,
he's a good friend.
I got to produce, I would say, the video that I think you've had the most viral in this war, and you just absolutely crushed it.
The most viral video of the war.
It's pretty nuts. Did you guys remember the terms and conditions video where Mikey goes around in the park and
I'm the
let's give a round of applause.
The Hamas guy. Yeah.
Yeah, the Hamas guy. Yeah. If you guys haven't seen it, I'm sure everybody saw it. That got like 30 million views. But basically, Mikey goes around and he tries to see if people will, if they're pro-Palestine. Of course, everybody says yes in Washington Square Park because they're all Gen Z anti-Semites. And then he lifts the page over after he's about to get them to sign, and he reads them the terms and conditions on what it means to actually support Hamas. And I guess, why do you think that went so viral? That was like a real moment. It played on like every news outlet. It was in every newspaper.
Yeah. It's like a bait and switch. It's the only way that you could actually, I think, engage people is when you think, or when they think that you're kind of seeing what they're seeing, and then you're able to switch it on them. But once they've agreed, they're in it. They can't back out. And that is, I think what we did is one of the toughest types of videos to do, where you could actually bring someone that thinks they're on the other side to see it from your point of view, and that's the golden ticket right there. So if you're able to create something like that, you could do something which I find the hardest to do, which is find someone who thinks that they're static in their position, and then make them find out that they're actually more dynamic in their position than they originally thought.
Yeah, totally. So I think one of the things, too, that's interesting about you is unlike you guys, you were, like, actively a Jewish comedian before. It was a Jewish vibe.
Yeah, I was an active Jew and an active comedian.
Mikey was circumcised twice.
Yes, exactly.
Very Jewish.
Yeah, exactly.
But, okay, so then I guess then what
Prove
has
it.
been...
I was circumcised twice for different reasons.
Yeah, different reasons. Yeah. Once was... we won't get into it, but...
Yeah.
But yeah, so tell me a little bit more about, I guess, like how has your comedy changed from being like a Jewish comedian pre-October 7th to post-October 7th?
The thing that's changed is the lens that's put on me. I haven't changed that much. I mean, I was doing stand-up comedy with a yarmulke for years before.
But you're not actually Jewish. It's just
I'm not actually. It just gets me more gigs. Yeah, you'd be surprised.
He does it for the synagogue pay.
Yeah, you'd be surprised how fun it is to do a synagogue show. It's not. It's awful, but it's just not an easy. Jews are not an easy crowd. We like to smile, but not really laugh as much. It's crazy. It's a weird. We just go like the whole time. We're a verbal audience where we're like, oh, that was funny, but we don't actually laugh. We're just like, that was good. It's good. It's a good joke.
We don't laugh. We're just like, ah.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, the lens of which like people look at me kind of changed, and the comments that I get. Like I perform all over the country. No, but I do, and I'll do shows, just about every show. I'm the only one wearing a yarmulke, and people come up to me and they ask me questions, and that's been people. When you wear a yarmulke or you wear a magen david, whatever, when you signify that you're Jewish, all of a sudden you're like a rabbi to a lot of, like they'll ask you intense questions.
Yeah.
So now people are like, oh, you're Jewish. What do you think of the 67 lines? And I'm like, okay, here we go, I guess. So, you know, the lens that people put on me, I needed to educate myself more because I didn't want to ruin the opportunity of them seeing, and I think someone was talking about this before, how important it is to, social media is important, but it's just as important to go out into the real world and interact with people
100%.
and be armed with the knowledge that we have because they might not have that interaction again, and that's a huge moment.
Totally. Amazing. Can you tell your baby to like shut up?
Whoever's baby that is, can they just?
Getting heckled by your baby over here.
We need to work on the parenting a little
Can you
bit.
tell your child to chill? Okay, no, I love that. And I guess I kind of want to then open that question up to you guys too. Like, so obviously we're living in a post-October 7th world. You know, Jews, we went through the biggest massacre of Jews since the Holocaust. And yet, I found that humor is one of the ways that we've actually been able to break through the echo chambers. I think I had the light bulb go off a couple months ago where I was like, I think what it is about humor for me is that if you think about like when you're getting somebody to laugh, right? Like what are you really doing? You're getting them to agree with you, right? Like you laugh at something because you're like, oh, interesting point. And usually it's a sort of agreement coming from a place you didn't see coming. And so in some sense, obviously we have to mourn when we have to mourn. You can't be funny all the time, but I do think that's where I see humor being an amazing tool to educate people, and especially as Jews, I think we've been trying to make our case for thousands of years that we should keep living and people shouldn't kill us. And humor is a good way to do it. But what do you guys think the relationship between comedy and tragedy is, and how have you incorporated that into your work? Yeah, let's go in order.
Can I jump on this one?
Yeah, jump on it.
So I think humor is extremely powerful, and I'll go as far as to say that humor in the social media world right now is probably the biggest weapon that we have.
Yeah.
As far as
Humor goes more viral too.
Yeah, for sure, because everybody wants to laugh, regardless whether you like Israel, you don't like Israel. Humor is humor. So it allows the comedy videos to get to an area, like we're talking about this echo chamber.
Yeah.
So we're stuck in this echo chamber, but the videos that have comedy in it break away to other people that have nothing to do with Israel, but look, this is a funny guy, this is a funny situation, and they'll watch it, and they'll engage, and they'll share it, and at the same time, there's facts that are being brought to the table, and there's a realization like, oh wait, that was funny, but I didn't know this, and then people are learning. So it's like a Trojan horse where you can actually bring in all this facts and information at the same time making people laugh, but also walking away knowing more about Israel and what's going on.
I love that. Yeah, what do you think, Ellie?
I mean, I look at it the same way that, you know, for me, humor was like a coping mechanism.
Yeah.
After October 7th, I remember just thinking, like, you know, the day after, I was like, all right, well, like, we have to do something to distract ourselves.
Yeah.
Even you know, that early on. I remember we were like watching Entourage. We were like the day after because we have to just do something to distract ourselves. And I think that has carried over.
You're letting your baby watch Entourage?
Yeah, he's a big Johnny Drama fan. And I feel like that's carried over. Like we're still in the thick of it right now. I'm not even of the opinion that I don't even think I'm necessarily changing anybody's mind.
Yeah.
I think you are. I think some of your videos, like you see like people, you know, Zach's doing amazing work, and in your videos you see there's a turn in people. I don't even know if I'm convincing anybody of anything, but I do know that I've gotten hundreds or thousands of messages at this point where people are like, thank you for doing what you're doing. Like whether or not I'm making a difference or not, I'm making people laugh. And like just a little bit of levity, like really goes a long way. It goes a long way when I watch these guys' videos, you know, and
that's really important too.
Yeah, and so I'm not even necessarily trying to change anyone's mind, but if I can make people laugh, I think I've done something, you know.
Yeah. Do you get people who ever message you that are like fully don't realize it's a character, and they're just like, yeah, dude, like I'm a homo for Hamas too?
Constantly. I get it from both sides. So I get people who absolutely hate me from our side.
Yeah.
People are like, I'm gonna buy you a ticket to Gaza and you can go be with your family. And I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, you know, can I bring my wife also? Like, and like, people got furious. And I'm like, all right, we're gonna go to Ben Gurion. Like, they like, I just keep playing into it, and they don't realize that I'm like in on the joke also. So I get hate from our side, I get hate from the other side, and then I get love from both sides also. So, but I don't correct people generally.
Okay.
I just like whatever it is, whatever you think it is, I'm doing. I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Supporting terrorism.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay, so obviously, Mikey, what do you think? Just in terms of like more specifically, where do you think humor plays a role into a post-October 7th war?
It's imperative. It's always been imperative for our people. I mean, I think the whole goal of Judaism is to bring light onto the nations. That's our purpose here. So it's how there is darkness in the world, so how can we bring light? And comedy, I think, is one of the best ways to do it.
Yeah, it really is. Well, guys, we're wrapping up. I'll let everybody give a quick minute. Oh my God, dude.
Big fan.
Yo.
No, I think now that your wig's off, he's like protesting. He's very anti-Israel.
He's actually,
that
no,
baby.
he's wearing a tiny wig. You can't see it.
He's saying free Palestine.
Yeah.
No, but okay, guys. First of all, I am like so honored to be here with all of you, so many creators. For those of you who don't know me super well, I run a production company in New York City, and we've really opened our doors to Jewish nonprofits. So we have funding from a couple areas coming in, and really, I'm trying to make as much of an impact outside of myself as possible. I'm in like 10% of the videos I make, but I produce a ton behind the scenes. And if you guys ever have ideas, anything that you could use a little bit more production budget for, any props or any, I don't know if you guys saw that one Montana and I just did, but things where we can like pay for a real game show with props and set pieces and everything. Really, really seriously, I will respond at some point. WhatsApp me, DM me, and also too separately, get creative. Like I keep saying this so much. David and Goliath is like the perfect metaphor for the Jewish people always, but in the social media battlefield, we're really living in a scary time because for the first time ever in human history, you know, we have algorithms to make Jew hate amplified on a level that it's never been seen before. And I think that's why you started to see a little, a decline of anti-Semitism post-Holocaust, and then in the last decade, a rapid increase of it. And it's because people who hate us, if there's enough of them, they can really make that go viral. And so our content has to be so much better. If you're alone in your room filming something, try to think, what's that extra thing I could do? Is there a costume I could do? Just something, a social experiment, something that will really get people to stop scrolling and repost, because that's the name of the game now. And look at all these guys and stuff. Everybody, even the thing you're doing in your car, it's so simple, but it stands out. The things you're doing with AI, I mean, it stands out. The things Mikey's doing. So get creative. Reach out to any of us, I think, for advice. And then really quick, just any final words. You can follow me all at Zach Sage.
You can follow me at Shut Up Lyle on all accounts.
Mm-hmm.
Just a final word is just to really smile and to really be happy. I know it's tough, but if you think about it, like Hamas, the number one thing they would want us to be doing is being depressed.
Yep.
And the biggest way you can say screw you Hamas is by smiling with your big Jewish face and just being happy. So smile and spread the truth. Yeah.
Totally.
I didn't realize we were doing like actual final words. I just plugged my...
And just jumping on the smiling and being happy, it's so imperative to host comedy events and hire comedians. So please do support the State of Israel by hiring us.
All right, let's get guys really quick. I'm going to copy. Let's just, before we all go, I think this is PG, so we'll say F Hamas, but let's get a little video. Can we curse? Should we not curse? Should we do an F? We'll do an F.
I'll play music over the video.
We'll do an F Hamas. All right, guys, everybody, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. F Hamas! Woo! Cool. Awesome. Thank you, guys.